Hello and welcome to another episode of Kwesi's Corner with me, Kwesi. Today, we are at the cusp of 2018. I have some ideas that have been cleared by the boss to share with you. Not canon, nothing major, just a few bits and pieces that you may find interesting, practice-wise, going into 2018. If you haven't done it before, it might come in handy to you, or not. Let's see. Up next. Okay, so the first thing we're going to touch on is left-handed stick technique. Just bear in mind, guys, like, these are just my own ideas on how to just strengthen it, based on what I've seen over the years, and it's what's helped me, really. This is not canon. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. But, like I said, this is what it is. Okay, so basically, a lot of these exercises I do on pillow with a much heavier stick. I would either just do doubles or single strokes or work it around like that. But if I'm focusing on the left hand, I would try and do 4 strokes within each eighth note. So I'll set an eighth note pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe a bit slower, a bit faster, depending on what I'm doing, and then try and stick 4 notes in between that. So from beginning to the end of the 4, or from the 1 to the 4, I'm trying to fit them in. So I try that with the left hand, I try it with the right hand as a reference, and then with the left hand try and mimic what the right hand is doing, left hand being the weaker hand. And I found that's been quite useful. Remember, I'm using the backs of my fingers, these 3 right here. Yeah, these are very useful fingers because they help with that push and pull motion. You can't see a lot of that when you're playing, especially if you're playing what they call French grip. You're not seeing the bottom of what your hands are doing, but I find that to be very useful. And I even try that on pillows where there's no bounce, there's no rebound. So when it comes to surfaces with rebound, it's just a bit easier to do. I'm no Superman, but, you know, like I said, it works for me, and hopefully, if you try this, it might help you somewhat. See that up next. Next one up, we have single stroke roll exercises. The aim here is to keep them low, to keep them even, and maybe add some accents in every now and then. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do that sometimes, then switch it to left, being the accent on the 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I do, I guess, that helps me is I try and keep the hi-hat as my kind of barometer as to how high I'm lifting the sticks, and try and keep them level with the closed hi-hat or whatever position I have it in. Some people have like a stick across there. There's this little device I saw that's quite useful. You can have that, and literally a little device that goes onto your side of your snare or something. I don't know what it's called, but that would be cool. But you know, just literally keeping them at a certain level, trying to keep them even, along with doubles, etc. Again, on pillows, very, very useful. You'll see it up next. Next up, we're going to be touching on some 6/8 grooves. A couple of people have asked about this, so I'm touching on it. And it could be anything, really. For this exercise, I've used as a reference a 2, 4, and 6 as the snare hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To keep a point of reference as you're going along the groove. Keep it very simple, and as you can see from the subsequent exercises, I'm doing everything in 6, and I'm adding a few more bits and pieces here and there as I feel comfortable. And you know, if you can use that 2, 4, 6 as a reference snare wise, put your kick in between anywhere you want. You can keep the kick on the 1 if you want. You know, and just kind of like figure your way around. But it's a good point to start with. Like I said, not everybody does it this way. I did it this way. It worked for me. It may work for you. Up next. Okay, creative paradiddles. Now, I practice these at various speeds, but for this and for you guys, I'm doing this at 120. And what I've started over like an 8th note pulse is start paradiddle, 1, 2, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, and basically at intervals, just double everything. Da 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 da, you know, and find within that where the accent points are as a point of reference, so you can stay within that 8th note pulse. And that's, I mean, I learned that from, funny enough, quite a few drummers actually have very different ways of doing it. Obviously, Dennis was one person who influenced that a lot. Watching him do it, Billy, Garibaldi, load of guys, you know, and they would do little, you know, kind of acceleration techniques that would leave me, especially as a kid watching Drummer World, I was like, what the hell is this, you know? But yeah, I mean, I just figured out what pulse worked right for me. To start off nice and slow, it doesn't have to be 120, and just kind of accelerate from there. Don't get faster and faster all of a sudden. Just try it evenly at one tempo and then see where that takes you, you know? Yeah, again, it worked for me. It may or may not work for you. Okay, last bit is shuffling your way into the new year. I've got quite a lot of people who've influenced me personally in terms of the shuffle. The greats, Gadd, Steve Gadd, that is, Dennis Chambers, Jeff Porcaro. One of the main guys that's influencing me at the moment with his shuffle is my good friend in New Orleans, called Eddie Christmas, and shout out to Eddie, will speak shortly. And yeah, I mean, you know, he tells me he just can spend an hour a day or more just doing a shuffle. Now, for someone who is constantly learning, you know, that for me was a big inspiration, so I tried to do that, you know, and just mess around with shuffles. We're going to start off nice and, you know, simple with this shuffle, you know, kick placement, all that kind of stuff. And then basically what I'm going to do is a variation of one shuffle groove I learned from Dennis Chambers. And Dennis Chambers got it from both Porcaro and Bernard Purdie. Bernard Purdie is like master. I met him a few years ago, and I was just like, oh my God, shuffle brethren! And he was like, yeah. That was something. But yeah, I mean, you know, he's influenced so many people, you know, and, you know, his shuffle is so, you know, swinging and everything like that, you know. And then Porcaro, watching him do the way he did it, amazing, you know, very relaxed, you know. And then Vinny Colaiuta, Dennis Chambers, you know, they all have their different slant on the same groove, which makes it really fun to kind of try and experiment with different ways around it. So what you'll see there is me just open up a little bit and seeing where this goes. You know, nothing too spectacular, but just switching over a little bit. You know, it's just fun, you know, when you deviate from the original shuffle. If you can smack down the shuffle, then you can put that in a few bits and pieces, music-wise, and it's very satisfying when we can actually begin to understand it. And I would say I'm beginning to understand it, you know. So, you know, again, start at a nice slow tempo. Don't overexert yourself. Relax, not a race. Go on from there. Work for me. And thanks for watching. For those of you who found it helpful, we hope you liked it. And for those of you who know all this stuff already, well, refresh yourself. But on a serious note, we hope you've enjoyed it, and you know, as you're chilling, digesting your pies and that, you know, you found it, you know, useful in some way, or entertaining, or just funny, or downright hilarious, or just ridiculous, depending on what your standpoint is of me. I'm joking, but yeah, we hope you've enjoyed that, and Happy New Year to one and all, and hope you guys can keep drumming throughout the new year. Excited to be seeing a lot of you on social media doing your thing and advancing to the next level as we go into 2018. So thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you soon. Take care.